Well, hello, my friends. Hello, my friends. Welcome to Enriched Lives, where you're worthy, you're blessed, and you are a creator. That's right. You're worthy, you're blessed, and you are a creator. Hello, I'm Brother Charles, your host. We have another fantastic topic for discussion today. But before we get into our discussion, let me say this. If today is the day that you arrived upon the planet, happy birthday to you, my friend. That's right. Happy birthday to you. Why? Because God didn't make no junk. That's right. You are somebody. That's right, my friend. You are somebody. Our topic for discussion today comes out of the epistle of Philippians, the fourth chapter and the 13th verse. And it reads as thus: I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. We like to build our discussions on biblical principles and scripture, and today is no different. We have another fantastic topic for discussion today, and that, my friends, is recognizing your limitations. Recognizing your limitations is very interesting, isn't it? Because people have limitations. And limitation is nothing but something that restricts you, whereas you can't do what you want to do, or it's holding you back in the physical realm. Now, there are restrictions in the mental realm. Of course, we're going to talk about those in a few minutes. But limitations, case in point, you need individuals out there to run a 100-yard dash, and he only has one leg. Now, he's handicapped. He can't run as fast as the other guys with two legs. Why? Because he only has one leg. That's a limitation to him, my friend, because in the physical sense. But also in the mental realm, we have limitations. And of course, limitations can be put upon you by outside influences, people from the outside. Now, this is very interesting because the only way someone can put a limitation on you is that you have to receive it from the outside. Now, and then there are those limitations that we have from what? From the inside. Those that are self-made limitations, ones that we put on ourselves. I can't do that. I'm not able to do that. We want you to be a speaker on our program today. Are you kidding me? Man, I can't get up in front of no people. No, why? Because I don't believe I can do it. I'm afraid. I get up in front of people. I can't talk. They might laugh at me. I might make a fool out of myself. I might embarrass myself. Why? There's a limitation there. There's a belief there that's holding that individual back. And this might be his gateway to prosperity, to public speaking, but his belief is that he can't do it. It's very interesting, isn't it? Because let's look at the story of David. David and Goliath. Very interesting story. Very interesting story. We have the story of David and Goliath. Everybody knows about that particular story in the Bible, whereas this little shepherd boy goes against this giant who is called Goliath. And he fights him. Everybody else, all the rest of the boys in Saul's army were afraid. Why? Because they had limited belief. Hey, we can't beat that big old giant. Why? Because they believed that they couldn't. And they couldn't. Why? Because they believed that this is where limitations come from. Limitations come from people believing that they can't do a certain thing. That's all it is. It's a limiting belief. So you have some limitations in your life. 9 times out of 10, you'll be doing a whole lot better than what you're doing, but it's because of those limiting beliefs. See? And so that's why we say recognizing your limiting beliefs until you become aware that there can be no change until you become aware that there needs to be a change. And so you can have beliefs that are holding you back in the mental realm and you're not aware of them. These beliefs have been there all along, but you are not aware of them. Therefore, you can't move ahead because of those limitations, of these limiting beliefs. So it's very interesting that we understand what our limitations are. I heard people say, well, if God wanted man to fly, he'd have gave him some wings. I ain't getting on no airplane. They crash too easily, So all of these beliefs of fear, they're limiting beliefs. They believe that the plane gonna crash. I ain't gonna get up in there. That's one way I ain't going. So this is a belief. That's all it is. It is a belief in fear. It's a belief that the plane's gonna go down. Yeah, they crash, but not as often as people running into each other in cars. But still, they do fall because those people know they can't be in business. No plane's going down. Ain't nobody gonna get on. So they make it their purpose to be sure that thing is done right. That everything is checked and double checked and rechecked when they put it in the air. See, why? Because they're limiting beliefs are the things that hold us back. These are the things that hold us back. Limiting beliefs. I'm not good enough. I can't do that. I'm not good enough, man. I don't have the money. All of these are limiting beliefs. Individuals take them, if God wanted man to fly, he wouldn't have he'd gave him some wings. No, well, man doesn't stand back and say, I wonder what's going to be like. John F. Kennedy, President of the United States, made a statement. He said, we will go to the moon. And he asked Wernher von Braun, who was at that time was a top scientist, and he said, what would it take for us to go to the moon? And von Braun says simply, the will to do so. The will, very interesting statement, very interesting that. The will to do so. And in the Bible, there's a statement that says, whosoever will, let him come. You see, your will is so powerful, and yet here you run around, I'm so bored, I'm not good enough. If you really want to do something, you, my friend, will find a way to what? To do it. Why? Because it's in your belief, it's in your will, and where there's a will, there's a way. People, it never ceases to amaze me. I look at some of the marvels that have come out of the imagination of man. Man has a tremendous imagination. I look at some of the marvels at the bridges that go underwater and then come on top. The sub, all these modern modes of transport. You just look and don't think anything about it. But all this took place in someone's what? Imagination. That's where it took place at. So when you have a limiting belief, my friend, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be that thing that's going to be holding you back. Whereas you could be doing a whole lot better than what you're doing, but you have a limiting belief. It's very interesting that we as individuals must understand that we are not what other people say we are. So if you let someone from the outside say that you are inferior to them, then you, my friend, have bought into a lie. We all have one thing in common. We all have to have air. I don't care who it is. I don't care how much money you got. We all have to have what? Air. He has to have oxygen. He can't survive. It's just like an individual taking a fish out of water. The fish doesn't know anything about water. I know he's in there, but you take him out of the water and say, fish, climb this tree. Well, the fish must be too swift at climbing no tree. He's out of his element. See, his element is the water. See. And so it is, my friend. So don't let anyone devalue you and tell you that you're not good enough. You can't do a thing. No. Take the time to develop yourself, whatever it is that you endeavor to do, and you can do it. I don't have education. Well, you can educate yourself, See, we have to understand that the only limitation that we have are those that we put on ourselves. These are limiting beliefs. So when you find out what these limitations are, then you will deal with them. There can be no change without an awareness to change, see. So we have to understand what it is that's holding us back. The only thing that's holding you back is your belief, my friend. That's all it is. Nothing else can hold you back but your belief. See? So it's very interesting that you can't look on the outside for convenience or anything else. All of your joy, all your happiness is on the inside of you. And everything, all the changes that are going to be made for you is going to be on the inside of you. See, when things get better for you, it's because you get better on the inside. And your inside is based upon your beliefs and ideologies. What you believe is what you can receive. If you don't believe it, you can't receive it. So if you don't think you're good enough, guess what, my friend? You are not good enough. David and Goliath. All the boys were scared to tackle this giant, but here's this little shepherd boy. Say, hey, I get it. I get it. Why? He didn't have no limitation on his beliefs. He believed in God. He believed that he could overcome this big obstacle that was in his way called a giant of God. He said, I kill him. You're not afraid? No, he had courage. Wasn't afraid, my friend. See, that's what makes it so intriguing is the fact that he wasn't afraid. He wasn't afraid because he didn't have a limiting belief that he could lose his life. This guy might kill me. No, he didn't think that one time. This guy went up against the giant. There are going to be giants in your life, my friend, and you're going to overcome them by what? Getting past your limiting beliefs. See, you can overcome any and everything if you have the desire to do so. Limiting beliefs, what are they? When you recognize them, there are those beliefs inside of you that you are going to have to deal with. Those beliefs that you can't do it, that you're not good with money, that you're not good in relationships. All these are limitations. Overcome them, transcend them, my friend, through self-awareness, through self-education, through developing who you are, and you can overcome that. Be aware, my friends. Until next time, this is Brother Charles with Enriched Lives. May love, joy, peace, and happiness forever be with you as we walk upon this good earth. And may you, my friend, be prosperous in whatever you do. Until next time, you be blessed. And give us a thumbs up on this here and tell someone else about this and subscribe. We would love to have you. Until next time, you be blessed, my friend.